After 15 years buying, selling, and riding motorcycles professionally, I'm finally exposing 12 of the most criminally undervalued machines the industry quietly stopped talking about to protect new bike sale and dealer margins. These aren't compromised builds. These bikes deliver reliability, character, and riding life. The last motorcycle on this list hasn't received a major reliability complaint in over 2 decades. And 91% of riders scroll never knew this. Nobody buys them, but they'll outlast every new bike you're currently considering. Number 12, the Honda VTX 1300. The modern consumer abandoned traditional heavy cruisers. The market shifted toward lightweight, plastic-clad machines equipped with digital screens and Bluetooth connectivity. Dealerships want you buying expensive modern technology. They hide the mighty Honda VTX 1300 in the dark corner of the lot because it represents a bygone era of raw, unadulterated steel. Nobody buys it because it lacks riding modes and traction control. It is invisible to the modern buyer. When you analyze the specs, you discover a mechanical masterpiece. Honda utilized a massive 1,312 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled, 52-degree V-twin engine. They engineered a single-pin crankshaft. This specific design choice delivers the authentic, uneven exhaust rumble that American purists demand, mimicking the heartbeat of a traditional Harley-Davidson without the unreliability. It transfers power through a maintenance-free enclosed shaft drive and a heavy-duty 5-speed transmission. The engineers utilized a massive 38mm constant velocity carburetor, providing a raw mechanical throttle response. The financial proposition is staggering. The price for a brand new unit during its production run sat firmly at $10,000. Today, the used price hovers around an insulting $3,000. You acquire massive Japanese displacement for the exact cost of a modern, low-displacement commuter scooter. The depreciation curve flattened completely, meaning you can ride this machine for 5 years and still sell it for a good price. The mechanical reliability is undisputed, but you must monitor specific flaws. In terms of maintenance, the factory steering neck bearings represent a fatal flaw. Honda utilized cheap, unsealed ball bearings from the factory. The massive gravitational weight of the machine crushes them over time, causing a terrifying front-end wobble upon heavy deceleration. You must replace them with tapered roller bearings. Furthermore, because it utilizes a massive carburetor, the pilot jets require ultrasonic cleaning if the previous owner let the motorcycle sit unused with ethanol gasoline. Otherwise, the engine block is immortal. The riding posture is built for the open boulevard. When evaluating comfort, the low 27-inch seat height allows any rider, regardless of inseam, to plant both boots firmly on the pavement. The wide, swept-back handlebars force you into a relaxed, upright posture. However, the rear suspension travel is minimal. Hitting a heavy pothole at highway speeds transfers the impact directly into your lower back. This machine is perfect for the traditionalist who demands heavy Japanese muscle, unshakable reliability, and an authentic V-twin rumble for absolute pennies. The VTX delivers heavy cruiser aesthetics, but what if you demand the high-revving thrill of a massive inline-4 engine wrapped in an invisible commuter chassis? Number 11 hides a catastrophic torque monster. Number 11, the Suzuki Bandit 1250S. The modern market obsesses over sharp, aggressive hyper-nakeds equipped with massive digital screens. They completely ignore the Suzuki Bandit 1250S. Nobody buys it because it features generic, rounded styling that blends into the background. It carries zero prestige at the local bike meet. It looks like a standard commuter machine, but that boring exterior hides a catastrophic torque monster capable of ripping the rear tire loose. When you examine the specs, you find a 1,255 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled inline-4 engine. Suzuki engineered this block to produce 80 pound-feet of torque at a microscopic 3,700 revolutions per minute. You never need to downshift. You twist the throttle in top gear, and the massive engine pulls like a freight train. It transfers power through a 6-speed transmission and a heavy-duty chain drive. The financial depreciation is a massive victory for the buyer. The price for a brand new unit demanded $10,000. Today, the used price plummets to an insulting $3,000. You acquire a massive liquid-cooled, big-bore 4-cylinder engine for the exact cost of a clapped-out beginner bike. The engine block is a legendary bulletproof slab of metal, but maintenance requires specific attention. The valve clearances require checking every 15,000 miles, but the shim underbucket design is straightforward for a garage mechanic. You must monitor the electrical stator. The heavy torque output puts immense strain on the heavy-duty clutch, making the clutch lever pull exhausting in stop-and-go traffic. Otherwise, the engine requires nothing but basic oil changes to surpass 100,000 miles. When evaluating comfort, the Bandit delivers mixed results. The upright, tubular handlebars provide a commanding riding posture, saving your wrist from fatigue. The half fairing provides adequate wind protection for the rider's chest. However, Suzuki utilized cheap, degrading foam in the factory saddle. Long highway trips require an aftermarket seat to prevent severe lower back pain. This machine is perfect for the budget-conscious torque junkie who demands bulletproof inline-4 power without the flashy, expensive, hyper-naked tax. The Bandit delivers generic torque, but what if you demand transcontinental touring capability wrapped in vintage, chrome-heavy aesthetics? Number 10 features a massive V4 engine hiding in a classic cruiser frame. Number 10. The Yamaha Royal Star Venture. The modern touring crowd demands sleek, blacked-out baggers equipped with Apple CarPlay and radar cruise control. They abandoned the Yamaha Royal Star Venture. Nobody buys it because it looks like a massive chrome-laden relic from the 1950s. It features a cassette tape deck on the dashboard. It is a technological dinosaur. Yet beneath that massive vintage exterior lies one of the most robust, over-engineered power plants in motorcycle history. When you dissect the specs, you discover a 1,294 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V4 engine. Yamaha pulled this exact engine architecture directly from the legendary V-Max muscle bike and retuned it for touring. It features dual overhead camshafts and 4 valves per cylinder. It transfers power through a 5-speed transmission and an immortal shaft drive. Instead of modern fuel injection, Yamaha utilized 4 massive constant velocity carburetors. The depreciation represents a highway robbery. The price for a brand new unit sat at an expensive $18,000. Today, the used price collapses to a mere $3,500. You acquire a transcontinental touring fortress, complete with hard luggage and a massive front fairing, for absolute pennies. In terms of maintenance, the Royal Star Venture demands patience. Synchronizing 4 massive carburetors requires a specialized vacuum gauge and a delicate touch. If the motorcycle sits unused, ethanol gasoline destroys the internal pilot jets. Furthermore, the massive clutch basket produces a distinct, high-pitched mechanical whine under load. This whine is completely normal, but it terrifies uneducated buyers. The V4 engine block itself is unkillable, routinely crossing 200,000 miles. When measuring comfort, this machine reigns supreme. It is a rolling couch. The rider and passenger saddles feature massive pillow-top cushioning that absorbs heavy road impacts. The front suspension features air-assisted damping, allowing you to manually adjust the ride height. The massive frame-mounted front fairing punches a gigantic hole in the wind, completely isolating the rider from highway buffeting. This motorcycle is perfect for the dedicated long-distance touring rider who prioritizes supreme passenger comfort and unkillable V4 power over modern digital screens. The Venture conquers the highway slowly, but what if the mission requires ballistic, triple-digit speeds and variable valve timing? Number 9 is a discontinued sport touring missile. Number 9. The Kawasaki Concours. 14. The sport touring segment died. The modern market shifted entirely toward tall, top-heavy adventure bikes. Nobody buys the Kawasaki Concours 14. It is massive, intimidating, and carries a reputation for heavy maintenance bills. It sits rotting on the used lot while buyers finance slow, parallel twin ADVs. They ignore the fact that this machine possesses the beating heart of a hyperbike. Reviewing the specs, Kawasaki utilized the exact same 1,352 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine from the legendary ZX14R drag strip monster. They engineered variable valve timing to boost low-end torque while maintaining a terrifying 156 horsepower top-end rush. It transfers power through a 6-speed transmission and an advanced tetra-lever shaft drive designed to eliminate chassis jacking under heavy acceleration. The financial drop is catastrophic. The price for a brand new unit commanded $16,000. Today, the used price plummets to an incredible $4,500. You acquire ballistic, supercar-level acceleration an aerospace-grade aluminum chassis, engineering for the cost of a used dirt bike. The mechanical reality dictates strict maintenance. The Concours 14 utilizes the KeyPass keyless ignition system. Early generation KeyPass sensors fail, refusing to recognize the key fob and leaving the rider stranded. You must secure a bypass strategy. Furthermore, executing a routine valve clearance adjustment requires tearing the entire motorcycle apart, dropping the massive radiator, and navigating the complex monocoque aluminum frame. Dealerships charge massive labor bills for this specific service. Evaluating comfort reveals a demanding experience. The ergonomics provide a commanding, slightly aggressive, forward lean, perfect for high-speed stability. The massive electric windscreen adjusts on the fly. However, the massive inline-4 engine generates catastrophic thermal heat. In heavy summer traffic, the cooling fans blast boiling air directly onto the rider's shins, making city commuting an agonizing experience. This machine is perfect for the uncompromising speed addict who demands ballistic highway passing power and hyperbike engineering in a touring package. The Concours dominates sheer speed, but what if you demand elite European suspension and a 3-cylinder engine? Number 8 is a forgotten British flagship. Number 8, the Triumph Trophy SE. The British manufacturer abandoned this flagship model. Triumph discontinued the Trophy SE after a short production run, leaving it an orphan machine. Nobody buys it because the market fears discontinued European luxury touring bikes. Buyers assume the electrical system will fail and parts will vanish. They leave this technological marvel gathering dust. When you pull the specs, you find a massive 1,215 cubic centimeter inline triple engine. This specific 3-cylinder architecture combines the low-end grunt of a twin with the high-revving smoothness of an inline-4. It produces 134 horsepower. It transfers kinetic energy through a massive shaft drive and features a ride-by-wire electronic throttle. The financial collapse is staggering. The price for a brand new SE model reached an astronomical $19,000. Today, the used price crashes to a mere $5,000. You acquire elite British engineering, electronic suspension, and integrated audio systems for a fraction of the original manufacturer suggested retail price. The required maintenance demands European discipline. The inline triple engine requires tedious valve clearance checks every 10,000 miles, demanding precise shim adjustments. Furthermore, the integrated audio system amplifier carries a reputation for internal failure, cutting out the radio completely. The engine block itself is mechanically robust, but the surrounding complex electrical sensors require clean battery voltage to operate without throwing diagnostic codes. When you test the comfort, the Trophy SE rivals the best machines on Earth. It features WP electronic suspension, allowing the rider to adjust damping and preload via the dashboard menu. The massive front fairing and electric windscreen create an absolute vacuum, shielding the rider from all wind noise. However, the massive fuel tank sits high in the chassis, making the motorcycle incredibly top-heavy at low parking lot speeds. This motorcycle is perfect for the luxury touring enthusiast who demands 3-cylinder British character and elite electronic suspension on a strict budget. The Trophy provides European luxury, but what if you demand the pinnacle of Japanese V4 engineering wrapped in polarizing aesthetics? Number 7, shifts with dual clutches. We are tearing through the list of forgotten giants. Have you ever purchased a heavily depreciated monster that outlasted your brand new machines? Tell me your best used market victory in the comments below. Keep watching because the technological masterclasses are next. Number 7, the Honda FJR1300. The motorcycle industry rejected this machine. Honda built the FJR1300 to bridge the gap between superbikes and grand tours. Nobody buys it because the styling was heavily polarizing, featuring a massive bulbous front fairing. It failed to satisfy the hardcore track enthusiasts, and it failed to provide enough luggage capacity for the touring crowd. It sits forgotten in the middle ground. Analyzing the specs reveals absolute engineering brilliance. Honda utilized a 1,237 cubic centimeter Unicam V4 engine. They engineered a unique 76-degree cylinder angle to eliminate primary vibration without requiring a heavy counterbalancer. It produces an explosive 170 horsepower. The buyer could choose a traditional 6-speed manual or the revolutionary dual-clutch transmission, allowing seamless automatic gear shifts. The depreciation curve is brutal. The price for a brand new unit commanded $16,000. Today, the used price sinks to an accessible $5,000. You acquire a technological tour de force featuring aerospace-grade V4 engineering and optional automatic shifting for absolute pennies. The maintenance record is nearly flawless, with one massive exception. Honda issued a critical global recall for the final drive shaft universal joint. The internal bearings would fail under heavy load, causing the shaft to bind and lock the rear wheel. You must verify this recall was performed by a certified dealership. Otherwise, the Unicam V4 engine is an unkillable high-performance anvil. Evaluating comfort exposes the design compromises. The ergonomics feature aggressive, low-mounted clip-on handlebars and high foot pegs, putting the rider into a dedicated sports bike crouch. The aerodynamic fairing slips through the wind brilliantly, but the microscopic 4.9-gallon fuel tank forces the rider to stop for gasoline every 130 miles. This machine is perfect for the uncompromising V4 purist who demands elite engine architecture and sport-focused canyon carving over long-distance practicality. The VFR demands an aggressive posture, but what if you want American heritage powered by a liquid-cooled Porsche engine? Number 6 outraged the traditionalist. Number 6. The Harley-Davidson V-Rod. Traditional American cruiser purists hated this motorcycle. Harley-Davidson partnered with Porsche to engineer a high-revving, liquid-cooled engine. The faithful core demographic rejected it entirely, claiming it lacked the air-cooled soul of a true Harley. Modern sports bike riders ignored it because of the heavy cruiser chassis. Nobody buys it because it belongs to neither group. Diving into the specs, Harley-Davidson utilized the Revolution engine. It is a 1,250 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled, 60-degree V-twin. It features dual overhead camshafts and 4 valves per cylinder. It produces an aggressive 115 horsepower and screams toward a 9,000 revolutions per minute redline. It transfers power through a 5-speed transmission and a heavy-duty belt drive. The financial reality provides a rare Harley bargain. The price for a brand new V-Rod demanded $17,000. Today, the used price hovers around $6,000. You acquire genuine American metal, Porsche engineering, and massive drag strip performance without paying the inflated traditional Harley tax. The required maintenance demands specific mechanical knowledge. Checking and adjusting the valve clearances on the Revolution engine requires removing the camshafts entirely, turning a routine service into a massive, expensive labor bill. Furthermore, the electrical stator is prone to overheating and burning out under heavy loads. The liquid-cooled engine block, however, is a bulletproof masterpiece capable of sustaining heavy abuse. When measuring comfort, the V-Rod inflicts severe punishment. The ergonomics force the rider into the infamous clamshell position. The foot controls are pushed far forward, and the handlebars require a long reach. This posture curves your spine into a C shape, placing catastrophic pressure on your lower back. Hitting a heavy bump at highway speeds transfers the kinetic shock directly into your tailbone. This machine is perfect for the aggressive drag strip enthusiast who demands liquid-cooled American muscle and completely rejects traditional air-cooled constraints. The V-Rod dominates the stoplight, but what if you demand unrestricted high-speed Autobahn dominance from a German flagship? Number 5 utilizes radical front suspension. Number 5, the BMW K1300S. The used market fears German engineering. Buyers assume that high-mileage European machines will generate catastrophic repair bills. Nobody buys the BMW K1300S because they fear the complex electronics and the proprietary suspension. And they walk past this unrestricted ballistic missile and buy slow, safe Japanese commuters instead. Reviewing the specs, BMW engineered a massive 1,293 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine. They tilted the entire cylinder bank aggressively forward to lower the center of gravity. It produces a terrifying 175 horsepower. They abandoned traditional telescopic front forks and utilized their proprietary dual-lever front suspension system, which completely separates steering input from suspension damping. The price drop is immense. The price for a brand new K1300S commanded a massive $17,000. Today, the used price plummets to an accessible $5,500. You acquire elite German engineering, unrestricted top speed, and aerospace-grade chassis dynamics for a fraction of the original MSRP. The strict maintenance schedule dictates survival. The engine utilizes a complex cam chain tensioner. If the tensioner fails, the cam chain jumps a tooth and the pistons smash into the valves, destroying the engine instantly. You must upgrade to the latest hydraulic tensioner revision. Furthermore, the final drive unit requires strict fluid changes every 12,000 miles to prevent catastrophic bevel gear failure. Evaluating comfort reveals high-speed brilliance. The dual-lever front suspension eliminates front-end dive under heavy braking, keeping the chassis perfectly flat. The long wheelbase provides unshakable straight-line stability at triple-digit speeds. The ergonomics feature a comfortable stretched-out reach to the handlebars, perfect for cutting through the wind on the open highway. This motorcycle is perfect for the precision-focused rider who demands elite German engineering, radical suspension dynamics, and unrestricted Autobahn-level speed. The BMW rules the fast lane, but what if you demand the exact opposite? What if you want an invisible, utilitarian Japanese inline-four wearing a full plastic suit? Number 4 hides in plain sight. We are uncovering the hidden gems of the used market. If you are tired of dealership markups and demand the truth about buying used motorcycles, tell us, which of these heavyweights would you park in your garage? Debate it in the comments. Let us continue the countdown. Number 4, the Suzuki GSX 1250 FA. The modern market ignores practical, logical motorcycles. Nobody buys the Suzuki GSX 1250 FA because it lacks flashy marketing and aggressive styling. It is simply the legendary Bandit chassis wearing a full aerodynamic plastic fairing. It possesses zero prestige at the local coffee shop. It is the ultimate invisible motorcycle. When you analyze the specs, Suzuki utilized the legendary 1,255 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled inline-4 engine. It delivers the exact same massive 80 pound-feet of torque as the Naked Bandit, but the addition of the full fairing transforms it into a dedicated sport touring machine. It features a 6-speed transmission, anti-lock braking, and standard telescopic suspension. The financial reality is an absolute steal. The price for a brand new unit sat at an affordable $11,000. Today, the used price crashes to a microscopic $3,500. You acquire a massive, fully faired, liquid-cooled touring engine for the cost of a basic laptop computer. The engine represents absolute maintenance perfection. The inline-4 block is bulletproof, requiring nothing but routine oil changes and basic valve clearance checks. However, the immense torque requires a heavy-duty clutch assembly. Pulling the clutch lever in heavy city traffic requires strong forearm muscles. Furthermore, you must inspect the electrical stator, as early models suffered from heat degradation under heavy load. When measuring comfort, this machine delivers exactly what you need. The upright standard foot pegs and tubular handlebars provide a relaxed, neutral riding posture. The full aerodynamic fairing and tall windscreen punch a massive hole in the wind, completely shielding the rider's chest and helmet from highway buffeting. The heavy curb weight keeps the motorcycle planted during strong crosswinds. This machine is perfect for the pragmatic, high-mileage commuter who demands massive inline-4 torque, heavy wind protection, and complete invisibility on the radar. The Suzuki provides quiet commuting, but what if you demand a massive American-style V-twin bagger engineered in Japan? Number 3 lives in the shadows of the Harley Electroglide. Number 3, the Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Voyager. The American touring market is completely dominated by Harley-Davidson and Indian. Nobody buys the Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Voyager because it lacks the historic American badge on the gas tank. Touring riders ignore it, assuming it is a cheap imitation. They fail to realize it is a liquid-cooled, over-engineered powerhouse. Diving into the specs, Kawasaki engineered a massive 1,700 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled 52-degree V-twin engine. It features a single-pin crankshaft to deliver the necessary aggressive exhaust rumble. It transfers power through a 6-speed transmission with a true overdrive gear and a carbon fiber reinforced belt drive. It features a frame-mounted front fairing and a massive integrated rear trunk. The depreciation represents a massive financial loophole. The price for a brand new Voyager demanded $18,000. Today, the used price plummets to an incredible $6,000. You acquire a full-dress luxury touring bagger, complete with electronic cruise control and linked braking, for the price of a used entry-level cruiser. The required maintenance demands specific tuning. The belt drive system requires exacting, laser-precise alignment. If the rear wheel is slightly misaligned, the drive belt will produce a loud, embarrassing squeal when decelerating. Furthermore, the factory electronic control unit mapping runs the engine dangerously lean to pass emissions, causing the rear cylinder to roast the rider's right thigh. You must install an aftermarket fuel tuner to cool the engine down. Evaluating comfort reveals transcontinental luxury. The frame-mounted front fairing completely isolates the heavy wind blast from the steering assembly, keeping the handlebars glass smooth at 80 miles per hour. The passenger seat features a massive wraparound backrest. However, the steering geometry is heavy, requiring significant physical effort to maneuver through tight parking lots. This motorcycle is perfect for the dedicated two-up touring rider who demands massive V-twin displacement and heavy luggage capacity without paying the inflated American brand tax. The Voyager provides luxury touring, but what if you demand the absolute pinnacle of high-speed, shaft-driven, inline-4 reliability? Number 2 looks like a police vehicle. Number 2, the Yamaha FJR1300. The sport touring crowd demands constant technological updates. Nobody buys the early generations of the Yamaha FJR1300 because the styling remained practically unchanged for 2 decades. It looks exactly like the fleet vehicles used by European police forces. It lacks the modern thin-film transistor screens and radar systems of modern ADVs. Reviewing the specs, Yamaha utilized a bulletproof 1,298 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled inline-4 engine. It produces 141 horsepower and transfers that kinetic energy through a massive, maintenance-free shaft drive. It features dual counterbalancers to eliminate engine vibration and a massive 6.6-gallon fuel tank for immense highway range. The financial collapse creates the ultimate bargain. The price for a brand new FJR demanded $17,000. Today, the used price for a Generation 2 model hovers around $4,000. You acquire a transcontinental missile capable of crossing the country at triple-digit speeds for absolute pocket change. The overall maintenance record is legendary, but you must address specific recalls. The Generation 2 models suffered from a catastrophic electrical ground wire failure, known as the spider bite. The main ground harness melts, shutting down the entire electrical system. You must verify the factory recall harness was installed. The engine block itself is completely unkillable, routinely exceeding 200,000 miles. When measuring comfort, the FJR delivers heavy versatility, and the seat height and the handlebars are physically adjustable. The electric windscreen raises and lowers at the push of a button. However, the 5-speed transmission on the older models forces the engine to spin at 4,000 revolutions per minute at highway speeds, transmitting a slight buzz through the foot pegs. This machine is perfect for the iron butt rally competitor who demands unshakable inline-4 reliability, massive fuel range, and high-speed highway dominance. The FJR rules the fast lane. But what if you demand a longitudinal V4 engine wrapped in a machine that refuses to die? The final motorcycle is the ultimate survivor. Number 1. The Honda ST1300. The modern motorcycle market is obsessed with lightweight, sharp designs. Nobody buys the Honda ST1300 because it utilizes ancient, rounded pan-European styling. It looks like a massive plastic spaceship from the early 2000s. It weighs over 700 pounds. Buyers take one look at the massive curb weight and walk away. When you dissect the specs, you find pure engineering brilliance. Honda engineered a 1,261 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V4 engine. They mounted the engine longitudinally in the frame, eliminating the need for a complex bevel gear to turn the power 90 degrees to the shaft drive. It features dual counterbalancers, making the engine perfectly smooth at the red line. It transfers power through a 5-speed transmission and an immortal shaft drive. The price depreciation is a mathematical anomaly. The price for a brand new ST demanded $16,000. Today, the used price crashes to an insulting $3,500. You acquire million-mile Honda engineering and massive aerodynamic fairings for the cost of a basic scooter. The maintenance record is absolute perfection, with one minor annoyance. The engine block is completely indestructible. The only recurring issue involves minor coolant leaks. The rubber coolant hoses located deep in the V of the engine block underneath the massive throttle bodies degrade over time. Replacing them requires removing the entire intake system. Otherwise, the motorcycle requires nothing but basic fluids to outlast the rider. Evaluating comfort exposes the touring reality. The massive aerodynamic fairings in the electronic windscreen create a massive bubble of still air, completely protecting the rider from rain and heavy wind. However, that massive fairing traps catastrophic thermal heat. In heavy summer traffic, the heat from the V4 engine escapes directly onto the rider's shins and thighs, making it uncomfortable in hot climates. This machine is perfect for the uncompromising high-mileage rider who demands V4 smoothness, massive wind protection, and an engine block capable of outliving their grandchildren. Click on the next video on your screen right now to uncover the next massive mechanical trap dealerships are trying to hide from you. If this teardown saved you from buying a fragile plastic toy, hit that subscribe button to join the mechanical resistance. Stay vigilant, keep the rubber side down, and I will catch you over there.